Wrestling Fanboy here, and on this channel, on this video, y'all already know what I do. I'm about to predict. Now, what I'm finna predict is something new. I'm about to predict NXT, basically versus TNA, NXT Showdown. You know, it was originally, I think, going to be called Invasion, but I like how they did a new twist, talking about we already been partnering up. So it ain't no invasion, we been here. But this time, it's us against y'all. So we got brand warfare, WWE against TNA, and I can't wait to see it. This is gonna have a lot of eyes on it, and I think it should. Now let's go and get into the matches. First, we got Ethan Page defending that North American title against somebody who did not get their shot when they were a part of WWE, Mustafa Ali. Now, Ethan Page has been a good North American champion. You know, he's got the pretty Canadian looking belt. He's been carrying himself like a champion, and I really like him with the title. Now, what I want and what I believe is going to happen, two different things. I want Mustafa Ali to win. I'm gonna say it right now, I really want TNA to dominate tonight, but I don't think they're gonna dominate every match. So I think Ethan Page is gonna retain his title. You know, he's gonna keep that North American title. And we know who knows what he does next. It's a lot of people he could defend it against. Or this is an opportunity for him to lose and go on to the main roster. But I don't think they're gonna pull that trigger just yet. And I think Ethan Page will defeat Mustafa Ali. Next match, y'all. We got the Hardy Boyz challenging DarkState tag team match. Winner takes all. And hands down, if any team from TNA is to beat anybody from WWE, I'm gonna put my money on the Hardys. So I'm showing my hand. I got the Hardys, y'all, winning this one. The Hardys are perhaps the greatest tag team ever. People, different generations have grew up on the Hardys. Matt, Jeff, their singles career were great. Them as a tag team, great. So the young upstarts, DarkState, they still got a lot to go. You know, this just could be one bump in the road. I feel like the Hardys should win it. It's like the only championships they have not held. Why not let the Hardys win those titles? WWE, y'all know they family. They could be in another company, they're still family. They still bleed WWE. Like, let's be honest. So I think, you know, the Hardys will win, even though DarkState, you know, it's a 4-man group. I think they're all gonna play a part. But if any team can get the job done and win the NXT, you know, tag team championships while keeping the TNA World Tag Team Championships, I really believe it's the Hardys. So I'm putting my money on Matt and Jeff. Winner takes all. Now that I think about it, it might be cool if DarkState pulled out the victory and two of them had the NXT titles and the other two had the TNA title. I mean, it is 4 members, and you know, the Hardys do have a match against Team 3D at Bound for Glory, and I'm not gonna say they mentioned it was for the titles, but the main thing they said was one more table. You know, you don't really need titles to do that match, but I still have my pick. Okay, it's time to get into these Survivor Series style matches. We got Team NXT taking on Team TNA. Now, Team NXT, JC Jane, you know, the women's champion, Lola Vice. We got the NXT North American champion and women's speed champion, Sol Ruka, and Jada Parker. TNA team is led by the TNA Knockouts champion, who just happens to be an NXT superstar, Kalani Jordynne. She got Mariah Sade. And the TNA Women's Tag Team Champion, The Inspiration. If you don't know, The Inspiration used to be iconic, and I kind of miss them. I really do. But this is where it stands. Now, what I just learned is they put, special guest referees into these matches, the men's and the women's. Now, for this one, we have Jordynne, the Juggernaut Grace. We got Jordynne Grace in there, y'all. Now, that adds to the match, because it could be a betrayal at any time. There really could. Do I believe there's gonna be a betrayal? I think Jordynne Grace will not betray. I think she's gonna call it down the middle. I really do. I believe Jordynne Grace will call this match down the middle, and I have Team NXT winning. If Jordynne Grace is to help anybody, it would be Team NXT, because that's who she's with now. And I'm gonna talk a little bit more what I mean by that when I get to the men's Survivor Series style match. But I got NXT winning this one. And who do I have? I have JC Jane. I think JC Jane is gonna be the one to get the victory. Somebody might sacrifice themselves for her. It might be like Sol Ruka sacrifices herself for JC Jane, allowing her to get the win. So yeah, I think JC Jane is gonna win it for her team. I think she's going to be the sole survivor of this match. Sole survivor. All right, so I got Team NXT defeating Team TNA Women's Survivor Series style match. Now let's get to the men's. Let's get it. The men's Team NXT versus Team TNA Survivor Series style. Now we got Ricky Starks. We got Ricky Saints teaming with TNA World Champion Trick Williams, Miles Bourne, and Javon Evans to battle. I said battle. Team TNA, which is it's Mike Santana, X Division Champion Leon Slater, Moose, Frankie Kazarian. Now, I already mentioned this. We got Joe Hendry. Say his name, he appeared most of the time. We got him being the special guest referee. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about this. So, with Joe Hendry being there, I feel like it's a thin line of, is he with TNA or is he with NXT? Now, he slowly, got integrated into NXT. I think he signed to NXT. But we don't know that. A lot of us might think, he just there a lot. He's still TNA, but he's with, NXT roster a lot. So, with that being said, if anybody was to betray their brand or show favoritism as the special guest referee, I think it's going to be Joe Hendry. I think TNA is going to win this one. As much as I want Ricky Saints to win, I think Ricky Saints is going to lose. He's going to be the last person to get pinned. I think Trick might walk out on Team NXT, and they're just going to start falling. Or I could see this scenario where, Trick is the last person and Mike Santana pins Trick. Even though they already got their match set up for Bound for Glory, you know, I just look at it like that. I think Leon Slater will be the one to put out Javon Evans, because you know they got a match at Bound for Glory. Yeah. So it's so many possibilities. If I had to choose who I believe is gonna win for Team TNA, I got Mike Santana and probably Leon Slater. Honestly, I can see him winning it. I mean, I'm not sleeping on Frankie Kazarian, the legend, but I can see Frankie getting put out. I can see Moose getting put out because, you know, Moose is a beast. So when he get eliminated, folks are gonna be like, oh my God, Moose is gone. No. So I think they're gonna do that. When Javon get eliminated, you know, the crowd is gonna be deflated, upset. Mouse Bourne, I think he might be the first one to get eliminated, him or Frankie. Yeah, I think it's gonna get down to the point where it's like Trick, Ricky, and then just Mike Santana and Leon Slater. Leon Slater get put out, and then you have Trick and Ricky against Mike Santana. I think they're gonna probably play off of that dynamic a little bit. Ain't no telling Trick could, you know, betray Ricky. Trick could, you know, help. So, I mean, he is the TNA, you know, world champion. So they can't be trusted. He cannot be trusted, period. So, you know, I'm just saying. Anyway, I have Team TNA winning this. I have them winning the whole night of NXT Showdown. I can't wait to see it. It'll be coming on in a few hours, and y'all we gonna see how it all plays out. But if you ain't been watching NXT, you need to watch this. Trust me, it's a different type of NXT. It's different from Black and Gold. It's different from 2.0. NXT has been good. It really has. And I think y'all should take a watch.